Hello and welcome to At Home with Dia. If you're new to my channel, I'm Dia, and in today's video I will share with you some simple holiday decorating ideas for an effortless, elegant look. So if you're interested in getting some inspiration for easy holiday styling, keep watching. To start off, I will show you how to put together an easy arrangement using a long, shallow bowl and leftover ornaments. You can use any seasonal green stems. These are a combination of various greens, twigs, and pine cones I got from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. I'll use pine cones as a filler. This was a large bag I also got from Hobby Lobby. It has a variety of sizes, and at 50% off price of $12 is a great value because I've already used half of it for other projects and there's plenty left over for future projects. I'm also using some leftover ornaments from my Christmas tree. My holiday color scheme this year is white, silver, gold, and a touch of brown. When you use the same ornament colors as your tree in other arrangements, it keeps things cohesive and your color scheme flowing throughout your space. And of course, the pine cones bring in the brown tones for a natural earthy touch to the overall look. If you're using long stems like mine, bend them to fit into the bowl better. Because this is a bit shallow, I will add some small pine cones on either side to lift the greens up. I'll use more pine cones in the middle as filler. Add the large pine cones to the left and right of the large ornaments for a layered, interesting look. Next, position the small ornaments on either side. To make a cluster of 3 small ornaments, just thread some floral wire through their loops and then twist them so they stay together. There is no right or wrong way to place them, so play around with them until you like the way they look. So, with a long bowl, some seasonal stems, pine cones, and ornaments, you can create a simple arrangement that you can use either as a table centerpiece or to decorate a console. Here is another version of the same idea with a slightly deeper bowl. The method is roughly the same. This dough ball will sit at the bottom of my entry console and act as an introduction to my holiday color scheme of silver, white, gold, and brown. Next, let me show you how I decorate the entry console. Since the arrangement at the bottom of the entry console is quite busy looking, I'll keep the top part fairly simple. I'm keeping the small lamp because the color goes well with the dough bowl. A gold reindeer brings a touch of whimsy, and by adding a small silver bell around its neck, I tie in the silver and gold colors together. A candle on a silver base will round off the arrangement on the left side of the console. The candle looks fine as it is, but if you want to make it look a little bit more seasonal, just pop a mini wreath around it or tie a simple ribbon and bow around the base. And just like that, the plain candle looks more festive. For the right side, I will use a piece of petrified wood that goes with the earth tones of the other items on the console. Bottle brush trees in a neutral color add a subtle nod to winter trees. Adding a couple of green clippings ties everything together. Of course, if you don't have a piece of petrified wood, you can use a shallow wooden bowl or a small plate and place the bottle brush trees on it instead. The wooden plate arrangement looks fine, but if you want it to look more substantial, place a book under it. Now let's decorate my media console. I would love to have a fireplace and mantle to decorate for the holidays, but since I don't, this is the next best thing. I start with 2 Norfolk pine garlands from Kirkland's. Any kind of green garland that has a lot of individual stems will work. I lay the first one down starting from the side that is less visible and bend it so it has a slight zigzag curve to it. I fluff it so the individual branches flare out and then bend some of them upwards to give some variation in height. The first garland goes about 3/4 of the way across the top of the console, so I lay the second garland under the first one from the center to the far end and let it cascade down to the side that is visible as you enter the room. I also added some remote control twinkle lights for some sparkle. I hide the battery pack under the greenery. I also layer in some Norfolk pine stems in a couple of areas to make it look fuller, but you can use any other seasonal stems for added interest. For this arrangement, I want to create some symmetry, but it doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. This white reindeer has a soft gold rub on it and ties in nicely with the understated deer theme I have going throughout the main living space. Remember the one on the entry console? Well, this is his oldest sister, and a couple of other reindeers are hanging out by the Christmas tree. Next, a cluster of mercury glass ornaments in different shapes carries the theme from the entry console and Christmas tree to this area of the room. I tuck them among the branches so they can reflect the light. Some more ornaments are dispersed along the garland. Now let's add a candle for a soft glow. The vessel I'm using for the candle has a speckled ribbed effect and was one of the many glass items I picked up from a thrift store for just a couple of dollars each. Thrift and secondhand stores are a great place to find inexpensive glassware that can be used all year round in different ways. And since this is below the TV, I'm using a flameless candle to prevent any overheating. And pinecones tie in the brown and natural elements from other areas in the space. Now onto the other side of the console. Remember what I said about symmetry? I'll balance the look by using this ceramic tree that is in a similar color as the reindeer on the other side of the cabinet. I will pair it with another ribbed glass vessel from the thrift store and a cluster of ornaments and a few other ornaments and pinecones. So here is the finished look. This was an easy way to add a lovely holiday theme to the dark media cabinet, and at night, the glow of the candles and twinkle lights make this area look magical. If you have an empty corner and an empty pot, here is an idea to add some seasonal flair to an otherwise dead space. Here I used 5 Norfolk long stems from Kirkland's and combined them with 3 pine, cedar, and pinecone stems I got from Joann's. You can use any long seasonal stems and greens for this look. I placed a small can at the bottom of the tall pot and a large plastic plate on top. Then I put a vase in the pot so I could place the long stems inside to keep them from moving around. The large pine cones already came on the long sticks, but you can easily recreate this by hot gluing pine cones onto any long narrow stick or dowel. This arrangement is also a very good option if you want to add a seasonal look to your covered porch or entry. There are many ways to decorate a coffee table, but it doesn't have to be anything elaborate to look festive. A stack of books with a bowl of pine cones and greens, a lidded box to hide your remotes, and some candles are all it takes to add the seasonal look to your seating area without obstructing the view to the TV. Here is another example of a similar arrangement using a bowl with ornaments. Another option for effortless holiday decor is adding a couple of candle lanterns. There is something so warm and welcoming about candles and lanterns. There are different sizes and styles to suit all tastes, but I say the bigger the better, especially if you're placing them on the floor. These were a home goods find, and the candles are flameless remote control pillars from Amazon. Scattering some decorative pebbles at the bottom of the lanterns gives them a more finished look. These look great just as they are, but if you want to give them a bit more seasonal look, some picks and a bow on the top will elevate their look. And let's not forget the reindeer theme. These are the younger twin brothers that decided to hang out by the warm glow of the tree and lanterns. Finally, let's talk about kitchen counter decorations. If you want to add some holiday charm to your kitchen, but space is limited, then use your backsplash to your advantage. Here I'm using a round metal tray, but any large platter or even a cutting board will work well. I used museum wax to stick a small hook at the back. Make sure you put the hook upside down. I will show you why in a minute. I started using museum wax over 20 years ago to secure items on shelves and to keep tapered candles firmly seated in their holders. What's great about it is that it doesn't damage the items or the surfaces that you use it on and is easy to remove when you want to change things up. Take a small wreath with a simple bow. I use a narrow ribbon to create a loop to go over the hook. Adjust the ribbon so the wreath sits in the middle of the tray. You could just lean the tray against the backsplash, but since kitchen counters tend to be busy, let's secure it so it doesn't accidentally fall. I put the tray upside down and put a small dollop of museum wax at the top part, and then push the tray against the backsplash. Now it is nicely secured until you decide to remove it. I hope you enjoyed seeing these simple holiday decorating ideas that you can incorporate into your own home for a festive look. Remember to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and also let me know in the comments below which of these styling moments was your favorite. These were just a few simple holiday decorating ideas, but I have more to come in the following weeks, so stay tuned. For more practical tips, tutorials, and home decorating inspiration, remember to subscribe and follow my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.